This is the Business of Leadership Series Minute with your host, the best-selling author of Don't Buy a Duck and founder of MarketingStrategyHero.com, Derek Champagne.
Dr. Andy Garrett is our guest today. He's a friend. He is a leader. He's making an impact on his world in a big way, an impact in the leadership world as well. He's got a doctorate in clinical psychology, extensive studies in life coaching and consultancy, and he's actually at the forefront of revolutionary movement towards personal growth. We always want to understand where our guest came from. We want to know you as a person. So take me through. I mean, you can do kind of a fast forward highlight reel where pretend we're watching a movie and it goes into the kind of the past and tells us who Dr. Andy is. Kind of give us a little bit of highlight about you, just some highlights from your life so that we can get to understand you better. And then what chose you to go down the path that you have as far as helping others in the career that you're in?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I am here in Orange County, Newport Beach, and I only say that because I have not ventured very far. I've been born and raised here, and one of the things that you'll, I think, see throughout this conversation, and something that is very important to me, is family values. And so all of my family is still within a few mile radius of where we live right now. And that is something that is very special and meaningful to me, and to have my kids be able to access, their grandparents and aunts and uncles. And growing up, I had the same experience. So, as a little kid, I actually, for a period of time, got a chance to live with my grandparents. And while I'm sure that was complete chaos for them, it was an incredibly special time and experience for me. And even when we moved out, we literally lived, it must have been 1.5 miles away from their house. And so, and grew up until about 6th grade, having that type of access. And my other grandparents, those my maternal and paternal grandparents, they lived within a few blocks of, my grandpa, Carl. So family is just kind of a central organizing principle in who I am and what I do. But I will say that life certainly was not always on a very clear path for me. I really had some struggles going through adolescence and young adulthood, where I just was filled with so much anger and sadness and had no idea who I was. And I look back now and I really see how, because of a lack of identity, the definition of what it meant to be successful was just really needing people's approval. And when that's your definition of success, I had no barometer for making good decisions. It just, whatever I had to do. I literally remember the first day of high school, where I'd come from a really small school, and my high school had over 4,000 students in it. And I felt completely lost on the first day of lunch, where none of the people that I knew happened to have the same lunch period that I did. And I had to go up to a group of strangers and say, "Would you guys mind if I sit with you?" And I remember thinking to myself in that moment, I will never feel this way again. I will do whatever I have to do to fit in. And so that started a path where I became friends with a lot of people. But it was amazing. I'd be at parties and I'd be doing things and I'd still feel so alone. There was a sense of feeling like at any point people would discover that I was fake, or, that it's amazing to be surrounded by people, but still feel really lonely.
Derek Champagne here. Hey, if you're feeling isolated right now, if this health scare has got you working remotely, or you're feeling uncertain, I want to invite you to check out my mastermind. Come join us. It's DerekChampagneMastermind.com.